I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. Don't second guess it, I let it set it. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, just sometimes misinformed. Danny G sitting alongside Rio and Jimmer tonight, and we finally have an NFL game in the books.
Yeah.
And just a little special shout out to Jimmer's oldest son there, getting his first start on varsity tonight. So, kid balled out. He looked really good. The team's got some work to do, but definitely props to Dom for starting. That's awesome, man.
Not to give him too much like daddy goggle glasses or any of that bullshit, but I think he did pretty well. You can always do better, but I thought he did pretty damn good. Yeah, nerves dissipated as soon as the ball was snapped. So didn't see a bad snap. Took care of some big ass linemen. Jesus, yeah. We were joking on the sideline, and I'm like, if I put Danny on my shoulders, that was like their shortest lineman, right?
Yeah, dude.
Some big boys, and he at least, bare minimum, at least stood him up, So
yep,
good.
Hell yeah, man. So we've got a lot to talk about. We've got some news. We've got our picks for the weekend. So let's get the ball rolling, baby.
Yeah. All right. We are gonna roll with UFC cancels news conference after fights break out backstage. Now, there's a lot that goes into this. When I typed this up earlier, all this stuff hadn't quite happened, but at that time, your guy Kazmat did not make weight, missing it by 7.5 pounds.
Yeah.
And then, was it you that told me that he was like, or someone else was telling me that he was like laughing it off?
Oh yeah, it was horrible. If you watch him weigh in, just laughing and like not a big deal. It's like, dude, 7.5, you're not even close, brother.
Yeah,
Right.
he sent out a tweet that was like a picture of Fat him and Fat Darren Till, and he's like, it's his fault, ha ha ha. Like, it is kind of crazy. So I still love the guy as a fighter, but you want him to be professional, and that's not even close, right?
Not
so
even close.
he cut some more, so I think he got within 3 pounds in the end. So he still lost another 4, but like, what do you do? Like, he's obviously not taking it serious, right?
Right.
Like, that's disappointing.
What did they end up doing, though? You were talking to me a little bit later about it.
Yeah, so they updated the fight card, which actually I think it's a better card now than it was originally. I don't have all the names in front of me, but it's Tony Ferguson and Nate Diaz. That's a headline. And it's Holland and Khamzat as the co-headliner. And then the other, I don't remember the other guy's names, Rio. Do you know that off the top of your head?
Mm-mm.
Basically, it's the same fighters.
Yeah.
They're just changing who they're fighting.
Yep.
So I think it's going to be a better fight card overall.
Is that the first time you've seen that?
Oh yeah.
I was going to say, like, that felt like it was the first time I've seen that, where they literally just swapped fighters. Not somebody coming into the fight, like on short notice or whatever. Like, literally swapping fighters that are on the same card.
Yeah.
Well, it was crazy. There was a lot of rumors, right? So Dustin Poirier said he was ready, and they had him, like, on call. Like, if we call you, you're coming. They had a jet ready and everything. He showed him. He was there. He already had the weight and things like that. So that was a big rumor to start. So
let me get this straight. Dustin Poirier, who wasn't training for any part of this, was on weight and more professional than...
To be fair, he's normally lighter too, right?
Okay.
So Khamzat's a big-ass dude.
Yeah.
Not that gives him any, leeway, but Dustin's a smaller guy.
Can you guys remind me real quick, even the hatred that some people have for him, how many times Conor McGregor missed weight?
0.
Okay. I just want to make sure, because it's still a profession at the end of the day, right?
Some funny stuff, though. You brought up Darren Till. Apparently in the back, after all this scrum go on, Darren Till got KO'd and broken nose by Chris Avila out of Nate Diaz's camp, yeah.
Oh, shit. So I heard about some water bottles and stuff.
He said something about, I don't know. Basically, they got into it. He said something about the queen, passing away or whatever, and then in fist fight, and Chris Avila, like, KO'd him.
Oh,
broke his nose, yeah.
Oh, snap. I did not know that. I just knew that it was two different fighters that were not even against each other fighting in the background. But then water bottles. I'm not even joking when I heard this at work. I heard water bottles flying. I was like, that's Nate Diaz in his camp for sure. There's water.
100%.
That's water bottles all day. Come to find out it was. And
Yeah.
they hit somebody in the head with them. Nobody got injured up until what he just told me. I didn't know about that. I didn't know about the broken nose. And
I didn't hear that either. I did hear Holland was definitely involved in getting the fight amped up and everything, which I was surprised. I could see like Kamzat and his guys and Diaz, like that whole group thing.
Well, shit, they said it was like 100+ guys. They said,
Yeah.
you know, Kazma had 40-something guys, and Diaz camp had 50-something.
Fucking nuts. Imagine trying to be in there breaking that shit up, calming it down. It's not going to happen. Like,
no, you kind of just jump. At that point, you just choose a side.
Well,
Jump in.
really, if you want to avoid this, be like, okay, dude, you get 5 guys you can bring
Yeah.
yeah.
backstage.
You shouldn't be able to bring that many guys,
Right,
right?
backstage.
Yeah.
Otherwise, 5 guys you can bring back with you. The rest of them have to be regular fans, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
Absolutely.
What was I do want to touch on this. You brought something up earlier,
Yeah.
Jimmer. What is the conspiracy theory that you brought to my attention?
So I was seeing this, like, when all this news broke about that getting canceled and the weight, him not making the weight. There are a lot of rumors flying around that Dana White did not want this fight to happen, and this is why he missed weight. Because he didn't want, and Danny's like, why would he want that? Right? That's kind of how you asked me, and I'm like, he just wanted one single shot to have a brawler like Nate Diaz, by some dumb luck, beat up his golden boy right now.
Kazmat does take people down. Nate's good on it, you know.
could submit him.
You know,
Could submit him.
and we all know that Nate can bang with everybody. Don't matter, you're not gonna knock him out, right?
Yep.
He's great on his back too. So you're kind of rolling the dice with no upside for Kamzat, right? Except for name. That's it. Like, you're rolling the dice, and so I thought there might have been a small bit of credibility, and it was more than just a few people that were throwing that out there, you know. So
It is interesting.
what do you guys think? Any chance of?
Always.
Because the reason why I say that is, like, they're pretty quick to just swap fighters, which that's also the reason why I kind of asked you. Have you guys ever seen them literally swap fighters
Not like
on the
that.
same card? Like, hey, you know what? Better yet, you fight him, and you two swap opponents. That's what we're gonna do.
It is weird just because, and I saw that rumor come across, and it was weird because Nate did say, like, you know, the UFC wouldn't let me fight
Who he wanted to.
Ferguson, all these dudes. He started naming all these dudes off, and Ferguson was one of them. And definitely a possibility. I mean, anything's in play, really.
Interesting thing to me is that main event, they're making more money now than they would have if it was Kamzat. They upped the dollars, maybe because it was a change at the last minute or whatever, but more money spread around. It's
Did you find out if it was approved if old boy took it for Kamzat because he was overweight still? Whoever
Yeah,
he was
it's
swapping with?
official. They did a face off and
Okay.
everything. Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
yeah. He showed me that.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that. That was like the condition that Holland had. Like,
Yeah.
it's got to be 5 rounds or I'm not doing it.
Right,
And
yeah.
they must have approved it because, they did face-offs and everything. So
Yep.
it's going to be a banger.
Okay.
So
All right. Down to see that. You already touched on it a little bit. The Bills, Josh Allen dominates in a win over the Rams of 4 touchdowns. The Rams O-line gives up 7 sacks, including 2 by Von Miller.
I told you, it'd be by 10+.
Nailed it.
well, yeah, well played, real.
Whoop that ass. Yeah, I just, you're missing some playmakers on that side of the ball. They didn't give Cam Akers the rock, so I was always kind of questioning if he was even healthy or if he was having problems with the knee. Allen Robinson, he's a good receiver, but, it takes time to gel, and it showed, right? 2 targets maybe, and that's it.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp's going to be there. Tyler Higbee, just another tight end, whatever. But
Tyler Higbee dropped like 4 passes last night.
Yeah.
Did you guys catch that part?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
He
and every
did
time
great.
it's like,
Andrew Whitworth, retiring. So, you got somebody new protecting the blind side, and they even got hit harder because the center had a
6 to 8 weeks, right?
6 to 8 weeks. He did a little procedure on his knee. They got hurt. So that offensive line is really banged up right now. But definitely called it. I knew the Bills, they only improved on defense.
they're hungrier too, right?
They're hungry. They got weapons on offense. They got that. Who's that kid? The other running back, basically.
Cook.
Yeah. They got cooked to try to use him.
Hey, Singletary looked great too.
Singletary did,
By
actually.
the way,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah,
started
saw
thinking
that.
back to you.
Like
You're
we-
like, I don't want to draft him.
Like we were joking.
Damn,
but
this might be the year.
They still barely ran him, but yeah.
I know, but when he did, he looked different.
Yeah.
He looked different, and he ran with my initial thought, or what I was watching. At first, it was still kind of close, and it was very turnover prone. But that's the very first game of the season. That was both teams, you know.
Yeah.
My initial thoughts were, I'm watching a team that's way hungrier. I watched a chippy Josh Allen.
That
every
stiff
time-
arm. Fuck, I love it when he stiff arms people like that, man.
Through that corner like 10 yards back almost. Every time he got up, he was almost like shoulder checking defensive linemen. He gave no fucks. That's what the impression, like, we're here for business and we're here to fuck shit up. I don't know if you guys saw this. Jalen Ramsey gave up a perfect passer rating against him.
Yes.
What was it, 7 of 9 or something for 150 something yards and a touchdown? Stephon Diggs chirping him.
Yeah.
The one looked like broken coverage because he looked like he should have had some. What it looked like is he thought he was having help over the top. But still, yeah, even if you take that one away, I mean, it's still.
He was getting kind of spanked up, right?
Yep.
It just something didn't feel right. And then my last. That's the reason why we believe that the Bills are the favorites. I think.
Yes. Yep.
I think most of us kind of went that way. But the other initial reaction is, God, I'd be so embarrassed to be a Ram, and the fans, they have shitty fans.
God.
I'm like, you are raising a flag. You couldn't tell that stadium was not loud in any way, shape, or form. There was almost as many Bills fans as there was. I'm like, come on,
This
you
is
guys,
the Super Bowl champions.
That's
support.
my point. Those are teams that don't even. I hate to say this because our guy is a diehard Rams fan and Miles, but they don't even deserve a Super Bowl. Like teams have been waiting for it, like ours. I'm like, dude, if you thought what happened up in Minneapolis before because of some riots and shit, wait until something like that happens, if that ever does happen.
Right.
Like there'll be no doubt. You know, that's what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. I also say that, L.A., massive population, you're going to have lots of people cheering for everybody. But yeah, you would think, especially, they're handing out the trophy at game 1 or whatever, they'd be loud and
Right.
ready to go.
Well, I mean, it's also indicative of their Super Bowl parade. You see how few people were there for that? And it's like, I know there's so much to do in LA and it's big. I get it. But damn.
Yeah. I think my biggest takeaways from this is, the Bills played amazing. Josh Allen looked fucking phenomenal. There's credited for 2 picks. Really, he had one. The first one bounced off old boy's hands. That defense looked even better. The stat I saw was last year they were the only team to allow less than 5 yards per play in the NFL. There was like 4.6 or something. They look just as good, if not better.
Right.
But I'm going to have to totally reevaluate my pick on the Rams potentially making the Super Bowl. That offensive line was dog shit. So, okay, you talked about the 7 sacks. Listen to this. So the Rams had 42 dropbacks. How many pressures do you think they allowed? 27 out of 42 dropbacks.
Jesus.
You can't do – I don't care if you have Allen Robinson. I don't care who you have out there. You're not going to be able to get the ball out, man.
No.
In that center, like you said, is hurt. Like oh, my God.
Stafford
man.
wasn't looking good. He didn't look comfortable. I mean, I know most of the offseason he was rehabbing. He had the surgery,
Elbow,
rehab.
yeah.
He's only had, like Miles even told me today, he's only had 2 quote-unquote healthy months to try to work with, especially Allen Robinson.
Right.
2 months. He didn't look comfortable. I mean, yes, he's running for his life and everything like that, but even when he did have a clean pocket, just something was missing. You know what I'm saying? Like, as in, like, the accuracy wasn't there, except for Cooper, I guess.
Of course. He's so good.
Right. They gel and they mesh together,
Yeah. It made me think of, like, the glory days of Oregon, right? When Chip Kelly was there, how much faster they were than everybody else and more prepared. That's how the Bills seemed against the Rams.
Yes.
When they were on offense, they did what they wanted every fucking play. And the Rams could not match that on the offense. I mean, it seemed close at 10-10, but then that was a wrap.
Just ran away.
Yeah. So, God, the Bills look so good and the Rams look so bad. There's no in between. I don't know.
I think the only offensive weapon that didn't get any love on the Bills is if you were banking on Dawson Knox. Like, literally everybody else was in this. Like, Isaiah McKenzie, he had, I don't know how many catches he ended up with, but it looked like he had the ball thrown his way quite a bit. Stephon Diggs, heavily targeted. Gabe
Davis, yeah.
Gabe Davis had what?
Got a touchdown.
Got a touchdown. I think he had a couple other catches down there, too. You know, so the ball was being distributed. It wasn't even just being targeted heavily one way. You already mentioned Devin Singletary. It's going to be damn hard to beat this team if that defense keeps balling like that. And they did something more than what they did last year, in a sense that last year the one thing they could not stop was the run. Mm-hmm. This year it looks like they've turned that around a hell of a lot more.
Yeah, and I don't know if you realize it, but they're doing this with a rookie corner and a second-year cornerback as well playing.
Hell yeah.
I didn't realize it. The second year I knew, I didn't realize the other guy was a rookie, though.
The other guy that's been playing is
awesome.
a rookie. So, yeah. That Elam.
Oh, yeah. Was that Florida?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Is the other guy. I don't know what the second-year guy's name is, but so young guy is still in the secondary. And, you know, talk about the Bills. We thought they were the team we thought they'd be. I think maybe a little bit better.
Yeah.
Obviously. And, yeah, I think we didn't expect this from the Rams to look so bad.
This is kind of like an overreact. It is game one, but are you concerned for the Rams?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet?
Packers got blown out, 3-40 something first week, right? And they ended up making it to the championship game. So not yet.
Okay.
I mean, obviously the line is a concern, but not an overreact yet just because, like I said, last year Green Bay got blown out by the Saints, who ended up being really bad. Granted, I know Jameis 84 touchdowns on pace, but missing him for a while. But still, I mean, that team wasn't great, you know, and they put a whooping on the Packers week one. So don't overreact quite yet.
Okay.
You know, it's not – don't hang it up just yet. There's some things to sort out, but I think we'd have to see a couple more games with the exact same thing for me to be like, oh, shit.
I'm going to overreact. Yeah,
okay.
I'm very concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Very concerned. It's natural for you to come kind of hungover from the Super Bowl win, right? Maybe you're a little sluggish, but that offensive line was so fucking bad. You can't – I don't know how you fix that. That's not like, oh, we need to bring talent in. Okay, let's bring on OBJ. Great, cool, but you can't get it to him.
Right.
Like, man, I'm really worried about that.
And I don't know what you could actually give away to bring in an offensive line right now because you have no draft picks.
Right.
You traded them all, you know, to get the studs that you do have. So basically, you guys need to shore some stuff up is what they need to do. Try to build around the offensive line that they have, I guess.
And that's the only thing that makes me feel maybe a little bit better is knowing who the coach is. So if there's anybody that can adjust and do the right things, right, it probably is him. So maybe, but I'm going to overreact on this one, I think, for sure.
But it's not an overreaction to say that the Bills are the cream of the crop in the AFC, though, right?
100%.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I think we all knew that.
Yeah.
We all pick them.
I think we did, too, but I felt even more confident after watching that. Yeah. That defense is... Russell Wilson confirms the Seattle Seahawks tried to trade him before this year and says his skills have not diminished.
I mean, I think it was both. He kind of wanted out, and they were trying to play to that as well, you know, so.
Yeah, so is that all you had in your notes about that? Because there's more.
Yeah, there's a whole lot more
to
the whole story.
Go ahead, Ria.
Yeah, it pretty much comes out, you know, Russ, he wasn't involved in any of the decisions, you know, and personnel coming in. They never gave him line protection, stuff like that, you know, and so he's like, well, if you want me here, but you're not helping me at all. If not, just, you know, let me out then. And so they did. They did some looking around and stuff like that. So, I mean, it kind of goes both ways, not just him completely wanting out. It's they basically didn't want to give the keys 100% to Russ.
So trying to tell his side of the story here, like it's not.
Yeah, let me add one more thing. So the other thing he said was he knew 4 years ago that Seattle was trying to trade him. So when he was there 4 years ago, so this is Super Bowl time, right?
Okay.
They were trying to find a trade partner for him. So he knew that, and they were looking at guys in the draft like Josh Allen, right? So he knew all of those things that wasn't over his head. Right. Okay. And so all of that fed into
he didn't like because the GM went and watched Josh Allen's pro day and somebody else's pro day. He was like really pissed off about that, and
I would be too, right?
you know, it's like,
Yeah.
well, you got to do your due diligence, you know, and look at everybody, no matter who it is.
As a GM, yes.
As a GM,
As a
yeah.
GM, so he's doing his job. Yeah.
He was basically upset about that, and you know, he had that no trade clause, except he said he would waive it for 4 teams. Dallas was one of them back then. There's 4 of them, so you know, and they kind of were looking around a little bit. So yeah, I don't know.
As the GM, maybe yes, but I feel like you spend your time elsewhere if you feel like you have your quarterback. You don't look at the top guys. You look at what you can surround him with or what can make the team better besides him, because he's the piece. If you don't think he's the piece,
then you're eyeballing.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of in a. I understand doing your due diligence. I'm not fully against that statement, but I'm with you on the part where it's like you're kind of wasting your time right now. Because if you believe you already have your quarterback, why wouldn't you be out doing your due diligence on pieces that would make your team better to back your quarterback that you already believe is the quarterback? You know what I'm saying? But I get that. I get what you're saying with the due diligence part, because I believe that you should be like, hey, let's send some eyes there. Maybe you don't send the GM there, but maybe you send a scout there.
Yep.
You know, I want to know a little bit. Just
what are you seeing?
What are you seeing? Is there something? Is there any chance he slips? But something could be good here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you. What I mean as the GM and your stuff's on the line, it's almost like you were kind of looking for the quarterback instead of.
Yeah.
That's how I would, and even as a player, that's how I definitely would take that as a player. So I guess I'm trying to.
Yeah. I don't know. I think people are. I mean, as GMs, you don't want to miss out. Like, look what Aaron Rodgers, right? How long did he sit before he played, and look what he's done for Green Bay. You know, so and taken in the first round, right? So it almost feels like everybody's looking to save money, so you're wanting to capitalize on those Josh Allens, those young guys coming out of college, because they're more prepared than ever. You know, you can put a rookie in there and he can sling the rock and you'd be just fine. You're looking for those rookie deals, right? Those long-term 5 years rookie deals where everybody's on the cheap, right? You know, they felt back then they had a championship caliber defense,
and that's what got them there,
right?
What in the first place was getting a cheap deal on a Russell Wilson in the draft.
Yep. At that time, they still had your championship caliber defense. They felt you had some offensive pieces. I get it, I guess. Yeah. I do.
Okay. The MLB Competition Committee will vote on rule changes Friday with eye on quickening the pace of play and ending the shift. Now, that being said,
it happened.
It happened.
Yeah, it happened.
Since I did that, and it is past the significant rules changing, including pitch clock and banning defensive shifts. Yep. Initial thoughts, especially on the banning of the defensive shifts.
They want him to score runs, right? So that's the biggest thing with that. I like the pitch clock in a sense. I like it on one end. On the other end, I don't. So, like, I want the game to move because that's how you're going to get more eyes on it, right? More people are going to be willing to watch. But the way they have it set up, I think it's, 15 seconds if there's no runners, 20 if there is, or maybe it's 20.
Approved the pitch clock of 15 seconds with empty bases, 20 seconds with runners on. I'll just read these off so you can go.
Yeah.
A defensive alignment that must include 2 fielders on each side of second base. Bag with both feet on the dirt, as well as rules limiting pickoff moves and expanding the sizes of bases.
Yeah. And what I don't like about the whole time thing is when so if you're a runner, you know what that clock is. Okay, he can't throw it, I'm gone, right? You know exactly when he's going to pitch. So, I mean, offensively, probably more runs scored and stuff, but that totally puts a pitcher at a disadvantage. So I don't like that part of it. Otherwise, I think most of it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. The pitch clock, I'm sure there's something in there that, if the runner breaks, you cannot pitch, you can throw behind. I'm sure there's something like that in there. I love the non-shift. Baseball's had a problem with the people watching, audience. How you do it is get more runs scored. You don't have these, we like the dominant pitchers and DeGrom and stuff like that who can, go 9 innings and allow no runs or 1 run. But same time, it's all these people, they want to see, base path traffic. and runs scored. This is how you do it.
Yeah.
I think it's good for the game right now. Of course, baseball traditionalists, you're probably going to be like, oh, quit messing with the rules. Let them do whatever they want. Whatever.
But that's what helps kill the sport, too.
Yeah,
because they're not proactive and stuff like that. They're not willing to change stuff, and they've fallen behind. They're starting to – what I can appreciate is that they're trying to do something to excite the game back up. You know, like –
I've got one more for them, and that they should seriously consider this.
Steroids.
Well, actually, I guess two then.
Okay.
Steroids I love. But
Steroids
something that's like everyone can get behind. Like, people are against steroids. You fucking charge them out, and that's fine, okay? But it's you two, y'all fight, and it's like hockey. You sit for 3 or 5 minutes, and then you back out there.
Yep.
Let's go.
Let's
like
go.
it.
I'm all about that. It's competitive.
Right.
Let's do this shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to throw inside of my guy?
Right. You know what? Actually,
this.
another one I think is funny is, the bullpens, they run all the way from the outfield. Fuck it, dude. Y'all fight, and we'll watch you, and then whoever wins of the bullpen,
Right.
that's so who wins.
Yeah. That way you make sure you got an enforcer on your team. Everybody's got it, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're like, all right, I don't care if he's not good. He's in the bullpen. Like,
Right.
let's go.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
a big ol' hoss
Right.
running
We
out
got Brock
there.
Lesnar.
Yes.
He's not pitching. He's not pitching. He's fighting.
Hell yeah.
Can we talk about how far? Okay, just a real quick thing.
Yep.
So, basketball and football have been behind this. They know offense is the way to go to get people to watch for the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And baseball's finally realizing that and doing little incremental things to, like, you're behind, man.
Yeah.
You got to start
So
playing
behind.
catch up fast.
Well, especially with baseball, they should have done something a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
I think they've gotten too soft in basketball and football. Football's we know is a contact sport. Now they do everything to where you can't play defense, basically. Basketball, there's no fouls, so it's basically 120 to 116. But it keeps the viewership up because you
Right.
want to see scoring.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's also the same reason why I don't watch hockey or soccer. There isn't enough action or like I want to see someone running around a goddamn field all day and passing ball and then someone intercepts it and it's not fun. It's
Yeah.
not fun to watch. So yeah, absolutely. The fact that it took them this long to realize that, I think they felt like they had to after this last negotiation. Like, all right, we're gonna end up having to pay these guys a lot of money now.
We need to make some.
Well,
We need to make some more.
I'm wondering, too, after COVID, and then you look at people coming back to the ballpark, there's probably numbers probably aren't the same. I mean, we just went to a ball game not that long ago, and that stadium was empty. And
Was it?
yeah, on a Friday night, and it
On a
was
Friday night, yes.
What?
I mean,
On a
I'm not.
Friday
I'm not.
night was
I'm not.
empty.
It wasn't empty,
but
but
For
it
a
was.
Friday
It was
night.
not good for a Friday
for
night.
a Friday night, you would thought it would be a lot
It'd
of
be popping,
people.
yeah.
And so I'm wondering, just after, they're like, shit, how do we get more people in? How do we get more activity,
Yeah.
viewers, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Chicago Bears say singular focus is on suburban Arlington Park site for their new stadium. There is no plan B. So I don't know if you guys know this. There's a few things I educated myself on. I did not realize that Soldier Field has the lowest capacity of all the fields of all the football stadiums, NFL football stadiums in the league.
Because it is one of the oldest, right?
Yeah, it only holds
Yeah.
62.5.
Yep.
That's good. That's cool.
It does fine. It has the nostalgia, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But their new thing that they're about to do, it's about to be indoors. What do you think about the Bears
Oh my
indoors?
I don't like that.
Yeah, that's not the same.
That right? What if the Packers did that same thing? That's not the same, right? That takes
Yeah,
nobody wants to travel up to Lambeau in December,
Okay.
January, right?
same thing. Nobody
Same
wants
thing
to
with
play
the
the
Bears.
Bears. Nobody
Right.
wants to play in the Windy City with that wind coming off. So, no. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
plus,
Yeah.
your team sucks, so spend that money on the team.
Yeah, no shit.
Right. Spend the money on the team. But no plan B. They're sticking with this. That's what it looks like. They have nothing else. So it's not even a conversation with this stadium to stay at Soldier Field.
That's
So I can't remember who it was that told me. I haven't looked this part up myself, but a guy at work was telling me this himself, is that they have a lease, I do believe, through 2030. The earliest they can get out is 2026. But they'd have to pay $80-something million to get out of that lease and in that time frame. So I don't know if this is like they're pretending to be like a strong arm thing, because the $80 million is a lot of money, and
Yeah,
that's
it
the
is.
earliest part. The second interesting part to this is that there has been no architecture or whatever, drawings done, anything, plan of the stadium yet.
I mean, that's going to take some time. Then building the stadium is going to take quite a bit of time. So I don't even know what it's going to take. A couple years probably to build this. They might be able to get it done in a year, right? They did in Minneapolis, didn't they?
Was that 2 years? I think it was 2.
It was. I think it was after one season. They tore down and had it up, right? Where did they play? They did have one season.
Yeah, they
between.
played one season.
So a year-ish, right? Yeah.
Yep.
And that's booking.
Yeah.
So
they had to play at some college stadium around there, and how much revenue you lose in that time too. Not to mention if they pay an early out fee, because at that college stadium when they played at University of Minnesota for the Vikings, that only seats 50-something thousand. So you were missing 15,000 tickets per game, per home game. Times 8 games. That's how much money you're missing too.
Yep.
Not to mention the early out. So I was a little surprised by we're book. I can't believe they're doing an indoor stadium for the Bears. That doesn't sound right? I'm not a Bears fan by any stretch. But
Soldier Field is Soldier Field, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe,
it doesn't matter. You know what? They're going to get this number 1 draft pick, Bryce Young, let's say, right? They're going to start getting revenue, so they're going to be able to pay for this bullshit and move on over. That's fine. I don't care about him.
On Justin Fields. Damn it.
It's not his fault, though, right?
It's not his fault.
Right.
It's not his fault. We'll see. They're about to play their first game. They may tear it up. They may win the North.
Wide open.
Here we go. Wide open.
Watch that mouth.
It is wide open.
Besides the Packers, the last team to win the division was the Bears in 2018. The Vikings last time winning it was 2017. So, never know. Curveball.
Yeah.
Clemson head coach Dabo Swinney agrees to a new 10-year, $115 million contract.
Yeah.
Worth it?
Chunk change.
Especially, I'm not trying to talk too much shit because I like Clemson and Dabo and everything, but without Trevor Lawrence and then before that, Deshaun Watson, it's been a little different lately, right?
1 year.
Well, they're
1 year, but
1 year.
It's looking like after even that game that it may not be. We'll see. That's
Right.
I don't want to do the overreact.
had a couple down years. I mean, it's okay. I think he's a good coach, and I think that comes with helping get recruits in. Hey, I'm going to be here a long time. I'm with you all 2 years if you're good enough to go pro, 4 years if you're getting your degree and going, whatever. I'm here with you for the long haul. That helps recruiting wise. So yeah, I think it's good. I think he's a good coach. Just everybody runs into the ups and downs, right? Texas is in the down right now. I always had some good teams, fielded some good teams. We're kind of down offensively at least. So, speaking on terms of teams we like, and it's like, yeah, I mean, they're kind of down after Trevor Lawrence. So you got the 2 quarterbacks back to back. They had some good years, but before that they weren't that good for a while either. So
yeah, they're just kind of like that 9-win team ish. Not like a championship contender,
right.
but
so. Yeah, I think it's good. I think he's a good hire. It's a good deal.
Yeah, agreed, man. Without Dabo, you're not the Clemson that we know, right?
Right.
And the only way, so let's say Dabo goes somewhere, the only way you get another great coach to come in is because there's some kind of nostalgia, some kind of dynasty type of situation. If you keep him there for 10 years and they're really good for 10 years, somebody's going to want to come in because they're going to know this is Clemson. This is what we're about, right? Mm-hmm. So it's a good move. Good move for everybody. The players, too, because they know he's going to be there. They're not going to want to leave because the coaches leave, like Rio said. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Ravens and quarterback Lamar Jackson fail to reach agreement on new contract. Are you guys surprised?
No. It seemed like they were just so far apart. And pretty much what it's staring at is $23 million, I believe, next year. And then $40 million, which would be a tag, I believe, is the following year.
Okay.
1-year deals. Not surprised. It just seemed like they were so far apart, right? He wants a full guarantee and whatnot. Yeah. Not surprised, though. I didn't think it would get done.
No, not surprised. They were way too far apart. And, this man could get wealthy if he just accepts the tag for the next couple of years
Yeah.
till they figure something out, right?
Yep.
So bet on yourself, right?
Right, and like we chatted about before, this is one of those extremely hard things to do because it's a very unique situation.
Yeah.
We've talked about
I mean, you think about it, though, it is unique for Lamar because he's a running quarterback. You get hit more.
Yep.
You could, blow your knee out, never play again, and you bet on yourself and then get a long-term,
Yep.
because whatever you get in this contract, that guaranteed money, if you blow your knee out tomorrow and never play down again, at least you got that. Yeah, I don't know. It is unique for both sides.
He also has his mom negotiating for him, so he doesn't have an agent.
He doesn't.
No.
Well, she knows what her baby's worth.
Yep. So I don't know if that plays into it. He's trying to get his money because what did they offer him? Like number 2 quarterback in the league money for now, right? Is that what we talked about, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know how much of that was guaranteed and everything. It sounds like he wants more guaranteed, if not all guaranteed, which is Kirk Cousins laid the framework for that, right? The most guaranteed money ever. So.
No, his contract being fully guaranteed is where it got set.
Or fully, yeah.
Yeah, because there's guys that made more
Yeah,
guaranteed money, but his was fully, his contract was just flat out fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I said, unique situation because they need him, but he's not as valuable on another team unless that team
They need each other, right?
They need each other.
Yeah.
So it's such a weird thing. Unless he goes to a team that fully commits to that. Like, hey, we can see ourselves doing the Ravens' way of offense. This is our golden key. This is our key to the city. This is the whole works right here. We're gonna do the same style. But is there another team that you can even think of right now that
Not anymore.
who'd you have then?
I was saying, what if they're trying to go, hey, Kyler Murray's not happy. Maybe we can get him on the cheap. Hasn't had much success. That's obviously out the window now with his contract.
If Deshaun didn't go to Cleveland, I would say Cleveland. They're the closest probably match. Really good defense. See that little mouse running around over there?
He's darted right there.
No, there's two. There's one over there.
There's one over there. There's one darted right there.
Yeah,
it's getting cold outside, boys.
They're bringing homies.
We got a couple friends in the house.
We got some friends. This one just, I don't think they would ever do it, but the Texans could if they actually wanted to stick with and believe in Lovie Smith, which we don't believe that was the case. We think that was like some dumb shit that kind of went down so it didn't look like they were racist or anything.
Yeah.
If they actually did and they believed in Lovie Smith and that's what they hired for, that would be. He's like, I'll run that offense because I believe in my defensive style, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't work. The line is so bad.
Yeah.
For, they're not to run block like that. It's not going to work there.
There's just no. So what we're getting at is there's basically nobody. They need each other.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe 49ers with that.
I could see
that
the Niners
weird,
too,
that weird, running scheme they do over there. But yeah, I think this gets worked out eventually. He's the guy that makes it go. That's brought the success. Ever since Joe Flacco fell off. So yeah, I think eventually it does work itself out. So I mean, remember the Dak conversation? It's not even close. Not even close. Not even close. All of a sudden, it's done.
Well, the difference in that case, I don't know if we talked about this, but they're done negotiating now.
Yep.
Lamar said, I'm done. This is the deadline on Friday before the regular season starts. If we don't reach an agreement, we're done talking until after the season.
Yep.
So he's either going to win big time based on how he does the season and how the team does, or he might hurt himself, right?
Yeah.
So,
man. I think where he would definitely make himself jump into that first quarterback pay, that number one quarterback, the highest paid in the league, win a couple playoff games.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's the one thing that he's kind of missing, right? It doesn't mesh in the playoffs because they're not a team that can play from behind. So if any team jumps on him by a couple touchdowns, they don't have that. That's that's not what he's built for.
Right.
Yep.
Right? And that, gentlemen, is what I had. I have a decent strange law for you, quick, before we get to that.
What do you got?
It is in Oregon.
Ooh, all right.
There's a few weird ones. This one is kind of funny. People may not whistle underwater.
It hurt my ears, so thank God.
Thank God.
I don't know. I don't even know how that's a thing.
Yeah.
You'd be sucking in water.
Yeah, this shit's for whales and whales only, okay?
Yeah, that'd be weird as hell.
Yeah. We want to roll with the college football first. Or we roll with the NFL.
Let's do college.
Let's
Yeah.
do college.
Let's roll down the college.
All
Let's
right.
hit on some of those bigger ones.
Let's college games going on. We'll kick it off with a big one here. Alabama versus Texas in Austin. Alabama 20.5 point favorite.
Let me take this one from you because it is your favorite team and my second favorite team.
I know Texas is. I know you.
I
loves that
I set
burnt
her
orange,
up.
baby.
What is that?
I know.
We're playing volleyball here.
Yes.
Bama's going to roll Tide, but it's not going to be by no 20. There's too much pride. You guys look a lot better so far out of one game than what you did last year. This is not going to be by 20.
Yeah.
This is going to be a double-digit loss for you. It'll probably be if I had to throw a number out there, it'd be 15 or less. 15 is weirdly because of 2 points and all that bullshit, but it'd be 15 points or less is what I'm saying. 20 points is just a little too extreme at your house. You guys are hyped up to.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it. Bryce Young could go bonkers though, but you guys I think have enough punch to punch back to keep that score keep it half-ass respectable.
Yeah.
All right. We know where you're going, Rio. I'm gonna go contrarian on this one. I'm gonna take Bama covers that.
Well, you saying that I think Texas is gonna win?
No, I'm gonna say Bama takes care of business and win by 21.
3 tutties. Exactly. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Texas is gonna lose this game.
We haven't done a warm whiskey wager.
I know that's what we're getting at.
In a
I'm like
long
about to
time.
knock her off here.
So how close do you think it's gonna be, Rio?
I think they can keep it, like I said, under that 20.5.
So that's a bet. Just the 20.5.
You think they cover that?
Yep.
They cover that, and I say they don't.
Okay.
Smack up a warm whiskey wager,
Warm
baby.
whiskey
Let's do
wager.
it.
Yeah,
I'll buy
I
some
think,
shitty whiskey this weekend. So
There we go. Keep off the 10
in
high,
Texas,
though, for the love of God.
Sarkisian playing his former head coach. So there's going to be definitely some familiarity and all that. There's going to be, some pride on the line. So I think, they keep it respectable. I think they got the offense to be able to score. It's probably a high-scoring game for sure.
What's the over-under on that? Does it show right there?
64.5.
Over.
Yeah, I'm going over as well.
yeah. Holy
Over.
Yep.
Moving on. We do have a South Carolina versus number 16 Arkansas in Fayetteville. Spencer Rattler, 23-37 last week, 227 yards and a touchdown. Against Danny's favorite team, so
Arkansas is
that's why I
rolling.
stopped here.
Arkansas is rolling.
Arkansas 9 point
Arkansas looked pretty impressive. I'm going to roll with
Yeah.
Arkansas on this one, too.
Yeah, me too. I think they do take care of business.
What was the spread on that one?
9.
9?
Yeah.
I don't know about the 9, but they
Like a
do win.
teddy. Yeah, that's
I
what
think they
I'm
win, though.
All right. Rolling down, not too many big-time games, but we do have number 20, Kentucky, versus number 12, Florida in Florida. Florida is a 6-point favorite right now.
This is in Florida, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take. I don't know if they cover. I'll take Florida to win though.
I'm going to go with the upset.
Oh, here we go, baby.
I think that Florida hit like too jacked, right? After because they won off of late interception in the end zone on their last game. Yeah, I'm gonna roll Kentucky in that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with Kentucky here. I think Levi's
Covering or winning?
winning.
Okay.
I think it's
You too?
Florida is a 6-point favorite, so
it'd be covering if they win.
yeah. I think that Levis quarterback, I think he balls out. Shows why he should probably be one of the quarterbacks taken off within possibly the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Florida, I think, got lucky, escaped out of there. A lot riding on Richardson to do a lot with his feet and his hands. I think Kentucky knows what's coming, so they slow him down some.
To build off what you're saying, and this is a statement game for that quarterback for Kentucky.
Yes.
Right? That's what these are the games right here that you go back as draft analysts or as your scouts, and you're watching game tape and shit like that, and you're compiling. These are games right here that. So he has to, almost has to. Yeah. But I feel Kentucky. Yeah.
Moving on down, Pac-12, number 10 USC versus Stanford at Stanford. USC by 8.5 is the line right now.
USC covers all day.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think he has changed the culture, or he's just transplanted his culture over there, and he's brought in even more talent than what he had at Oklahoma at any point, really. And I think he just keeps rolling. Stanford hasn't quite been the same the last few years. Like I was high on them, like thinking this, that, and the other. So usually that team that you believe is going to get 8 wins every year, at least bare minimum. Yeah. And they just haven't been the same. And I think USC is turning that corner. I don't think they're national championship contenders this year, not quite, because they're gonna lose a game or two. In the Pac-12, that's all you need to lose to get. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm rolling with USC on that one and to cover that.
Yeah, I think USC handles this pretty well.
Clean sweep.
And then we have number 9, Baylor versus 21, BYU. Right now it has BYU minus 2.5 favorite, but just earlier it came out that BYU will be without its top 2 receivers for this game.
Jesus.
In Provo.
This one, even before you told me that, I was going to take Baylor. And I'm not trying to disrespect BYU. For whatever reason, I don't know why. It isn't like I'm a BYU hater. It seems like I bet against BYU a lot. I know you rode a wave last year on both sides of BYU.
I did, yes.
On both sides of BYU. But this one, I was on Baylor's side even before that. I couldn't believe they were underdogs before. And they were underdogs before, or BYU was favorites in this.
Even before this came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take Baylor too. Yep.
Yeah, I think Baylor's going to show too much offense. And BYU, they like to run the rock. I just don't think they'll be able to eventually keep up. Especially, you're talking about missing your top 2 receivers. I think Baylor's going to have too much offense.
Yep.
And that's what I got for the top 25, pretty much. Only really great games going on this weekend.
That's a lie.
We do have one.
There's a big-time rivalry game at least.
Yeah, there is. I forget. Well, they're not ranked. They're not playing anybody ranked.
I understand that.
ISU versus Iowa. What are we thinking?
This is at Iowa.
It's at Iowa?
It's at Iowa.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I guess I've seen a bunch of stuff said take Ames. But okay.
No. This is at Iowa. We have some people going. Miles going too, actually.
Okay.
God, this is probably the most difficult one I've done in the last few years with these guys, and that's even including when they both were like ranked a couple years back, right? And they were both like looking really good. Yeah. I think this is even harder than then because we don't know exactly what Iowa State is yet. They slapped up a nobody. Quarterback looked pretty good, but I mean, coming in for him, and our quarterback is not. But we have a shutdown defense at home. And so, what is the line on that? It's got to be 3 or less.
It is Iowa by 3.5. Over under 40.
40? What
it's
the
gonna
fuck?
It's gonna be under.
Yeah,
it's gonna be under. Taking that all day, and God damn. Do you already know who you're taking in this one?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Hawkeyes. It'll be something like 13-10. It will not be very high scoring at all.
Yeah.
Maybe 14-10, whatever, but it's not going to be good.
The 2 touchdowns coming from the defense?
Yeah, probably special teams like a kick return or some kind of fumble recovery touchdown. Yeah. Yep. At least one of them. Offense maybe will surprise you and get one, but yeah, at least one on the
I'm going to say Iowa, but Iowa State covers 3.5.
Yeah.
I think it's like it will be a weird-ass game yet again because we're not lucky enough for them to lose and to be Petrus's fall and then a reason to yank him.
Right.
So as long as they win, even if he plays like dog shit, they still won't pull him, right? So I'm gonna roll 12-10.
Yeah, I could see that. Yep.
Field goal, some weird scoring, doesn't matter. It's gonna be weird. The defense is too good. And Iowa State is lost way too many pieces of, especially a Heisman
Contender. Yeah.
contender and running back. You're 4-year starter at quarterback.
A lot of defensive pieces.
Wide receivers. So I'm gonna roll with the experienced defense versus the inexperienced offense.
Okay. I first come out, I was like, okay, I was probably gonna suffocate him, but looking at yardage and stuff like that, I'm gonna take Iowa State in a close game. I guess 17-14, 13-10, 14-10, something like there. I think Iowa State's gonna just have a little. I mean, they're gonna have more offense than South Dakota State.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to be able to move the ball. Maybe that field position won't quite be there for the Hawkeyes like it was in the last game.
Yeah.
So then they end up pulling it out. It just you can't trust the quarterback. Can't trust Iowa's offense. Defense is going to, I think, hold them in it. It's going to be a very close game at halftime, if not 0-0. But I think that Iowa State will be able to move that ball on you, at least be able to kick some field goals or something.
But you're
like that.
thinking the same thing, just flip flop on who's winning.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
that 3 or 4 range.
Yep, it's going to be 3-4, really low scoring game. I don't think anybody gets over 20.
So you're definitely taking the under.
Definitely taking the under.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's way too high, right?
Yeah.
32 or 32 or lower is what you should have been talking.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we'll roll on to some NFL games then.
Let's do it, man. This is what you are here for. Let's roll through, baby. I'm just going to go in order that I got them on here on this app. So, first game I've got up, guys. Packers-Vikings. It's at Minnesota. Packers are favored by 1.5. What do you got?
Go ahead, Rio.
Aaron Rodgers always has good luck against the Vikings, but that's going to change this year. I think they're not going to be as good. Weapons are questionable. I do think
doubtful Lazard too for this game.
Lazard looking like he's not going to play. I do think they split this series. I think Vikings win this game and potentially a high-scoring game.
Yeah, I've got Vikings too. I'm just going to make it easy. What do you got?
I'm going to roll with the Vikings, and they're going to roll them up. It's going to be double-digit. It'll be 10 points at least. And that's because there's no offensive weapons. It's going to be running back. Hey, I have Aaron Jones in the big league. But that's the only positive they got going. Alan Lazard not being out there, his most experienced one, unless you want to count Cobb, that is. But, yeah, just not enough. And we rolled them out. We rolled them out last year at U.S. Bank Stadium too.
Yep.
So,
and that's when they were full. Yeah,
Yeah.
they had that squad. All right, let's move on. Saints Falcons. Right now, Saints favored by 5.5, gentlemen.
that's not enough.
Yeah, not enough.
I agree. It's at Atlanta. In case that's going to change your
Is that
opinion.
scary?
Or,
Yeah. Saints are blowing the Falcons out. I don't even think it's close.
This is a 2-touchdown game. Jameis Winston will be on pace for 84 touchdowns again, right out of the gate.
Damn right he will be.
Falcons are going to be held to less than 14 points. 14 or less. I don't think they score a lot. You have Kyle Pitts, and that's it. Proving you have Darrell Patterson, but
Against a pretty decent defense.
the
too.
defense is really good.
Right.
So, yeah. I think they get held to a really low score. Saints roll this up.
Let me ask you something real quick, since you mentioned that. Who's going to have a worse offense? Or just look at them, Atlanta or Seattle?
Atlanta. Atlanta's got no offensive weapons.
So
At least you can throw to those two guys out there. You got looking like a promising rookie. Rashad Penny, when he's healthy, can at least ball out. A lot of question marks on the Falcons offense.
That is an extremely tough question. I really he went a little quick on that. I think it's a lot tougher than what we think. We need to remember Geno Smith is still throwing that rock.
That's true. Yeah.
That's like I would rather roll if it was between let's say all four quarterbacks. All four quarterbacks. I would take the quarterback situation in Atlanta over the two up there all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. And I'm talking about Desmond Ridder also.
Yep.
I would take Mariota before either one of those boys up in Seattle. Now, that's where it makes it hard, though, because exactly what you're saying, the two receivers up there and a Noah Fant that you could dink and dunk and they just take off with it, right?
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts and what's that
Daryl
rookie?
Patterson.
What's that rookie?
Yeah.
I don't even know if he's healthy. or not.
All Geiger, all Jeer.
Though
No,
they have
no,
the
no, no,
receiver,
the wide receiver.
from London.
Yeah, Drake London.
Yeah.
Drake London,
Yep.
yeah. So
He is, so he'll play. He's healthy. So maybe that'll help him. Maybe not.
I think they'll have the better offense. They have the better offensive line. At the end of the day, Atlanta does than what Seattle does. That helps tremendously.
Yeah.
That can help. More, I mean, help. They're going to get murdered this Sunday, but you know what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah, but overall, definitely better offense.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. Saints are definitely going to blow them out. This will be when they get to debut all the weapons they have. It's going to be a blowout for sure.
It does look like Michael Thomas is his coach said it looks like he's heading towards playing that game.
Yeah.
Has a little bit of a hammy issue or whatever, but
Yep.
I don't want him to rush back. He's my third wide receiver, baby. He's going to take me to the promised land.
Exactly. Me too. I got Jameis as quarterback. So another clean sweep, gentlemen. Next game up, Browns-Panthers. Right now, it's a pick'em game at over 42.
Over under 42?
Yeah.
in Charlotte.
Decent. It depends on the weather.
Yeah.
A bit to me.
Let me take the Panthers. Baker in any revenge game, I think, is dangerous. You know, weapons there, multiple weapons.
Yep.
Browns obviously have a distraction. Don't trust Jacoby Brissett. You know, he had weapons in Miami. He didn't do well there. There's some weapons on the Browns I don't think matched up, besides the running backs, matched up well with the Panthers. So give me the Panthers winning this one.
I got the Panthers also. The revenge factor is in there a little bit. The revenge factor is because he has weapons, though. He has the better receivers all around. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. We've talked about a few of some of the other cats. Obviously, I don't know about. I shouldn't say that. I was about to say something stupid, like obviously the better running back, but that isn't true. Nick Chubb is
that's what I was saying. I think they're probably even right there.
Probably even there. The defenses, Cleveland probably gets the notch there, but not by much.
Yeah.
Right? If the game is within reach for Carolina, I think they played pretty good defense last year. It's when the game was out of hand, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Carolina. More better, steady quarterback play and a pretty decent defense. Cleveland's going to be on the scramble here for a minute, and then, you know, maybe there is a no trade clause. About to say maybe they call up Jimmy G then, but
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going with the Panthers. I mean, it's game one, so C-Mac will be healthy, and they play way better when he's on the field, obviously. He could be an MVP if he was healthy the whole season. So we're going Panthers, not necessarily because of Baker. I think he'll do fine, but because he has more talent, he doesn't have one receiver to throw to. Different play calling, things like that. But, yeah, I got Panthers over Browns. Next up, Niners-Bears, gentlemen. This probably another clean sweep.
where's it at?
So it's in Chicago, and
In
Niners
Chicago.
favored by 7, 40.5 over under.
So I'm not thinking about this hard, like thinking that. But I'm trying to talk myself into. Is there a way that I could throw a curveball here?
Goddamn, I don't
Because
even want to
there
talk
could-
about this game.
Because there could be a weird ass fucking, someone always takes a weird loss. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
No way though. Trey Lance lights it up, and he knocks some doubt out of some people's minds. I'm guessing by 18 or more points.
Ooh.
Let's go whiskey wager on that. I will. I'm going that the Bears will cover that 7. They
I'll-
lose. I think they make an ugly enough game. I think I think Trey Lance is not as good.
I'll do a whiskey wager. I'll say that they cover it. My 18 is just a bold prediction.
Yeah.
You say 49ers will cover. I say Bears will cover.
Yep, whiskey wager that.
I think
Book
Bears.
it.
I think Bears can make it an ugly enough game to keep it close. To basically Trey Lance is a rookie quarterback coming in. Bears have actually a decent enough defense. Not much on offense. I think both teams will have a good enough defense. Keep it low scoring and ugly.
Yeah.
Let the 49ers pull it out.
Yep, we're on the same page. I think he might struggle this first game. They're going to run a lot. It is in Soldier Field, so that gives them a little bit of an advantage there in Chicago. That defense is decent. I think it ends up kind of a weird, maybe like a 6-point game. I think they just cover.
I'm confused by you guys. I'm confused by your guys' assumption that it's a good defense. You guys do remember they traded everybody, right? Like they literally traded everybody.
They've still got old boy that said he was trying to get out, right?
Right, but that's one
I mean,
player. They
but
literally
he's,
traded everybody, guys. That's why I'm a little surprised by that. You guys saying the
Robert
defense
Quinn, Quinn Smith,
Roquan,
Eddie
who doesn't wanna be
Jackson.
there, yeah.
I don't know. I think they still are good enough to, and it's the Bears. They always just kind of traditionally.
Yep.
And it's Trey Lance, too.
Well, that's fine. Well, I'm a big Trey Lance guy. I think he's going to tear the roof off. So I know.
Game one. I mean, it's not really game one, but basically game one of his career.
It is. I'm just saying that defense is not what we're used to seeing. Then
You're right.
We'll see. We will see though. I mean, maybe I'm. Sometimes it's addition by subtraction. It really does work that way sometimes, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying I don't think the Bears' offense is going to be shit. I think they could be worse. They could be as bad as Atlanta this year on the offensive end. But that defense could keep them close enough to I think they're going to cover that. But, yeah, we'll see. Next, we'll move on. So far, clean sweep, though, on every game as far as pick who wins. Next game, though, Steelers-Bengals, gentlemen. Let's see. We got Bengals favorite 6.5 right now. Over under 44.5.
Under Cincinnati. Pittsburgh covers.
Yep.
Yeah. Bengals win this game. It's going to be a 3-point game. Somewhere close, 3-4-point game, something like that.
Yeah.
And that's what you do in the North.
Yeah.
This is how it plays out.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, we're all on the same page with that.
Yep.
For sure. Going to be a close game. Bengals will pull
That'll be
it
an
out.
entertaining game to watch, honestly.
Yeah, very physical.
Especially if you don't like Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, we'll see how long, man.
Yeah.
We'll see how long that goes. Next up, we've got Lions-Eagles. It's at Detroit. Eagles favored by 5, 48.5 over under.
Go ahead.
Sold out. Give me the Lions pulling upset here.
Motherfucker! I should have went ahead of you. I should have went ahead of you because I was going to do it.
Give me Lions pulling upset here. They've already sold out game one. Give me pull a close upset in a high scoring game.
Okay.
Damn it. You already took
All
my
right.
thunder, so now I almost have to go with Philly. 'Cause I was going to wait for you guys. I thought you were going to ride that, and I'm like, I was going to smack it down too. I'm gonna roll with Philly in a close game. Like down to last possession.
Yep.
Yeah. Eagles are going to win this game, and I don't think it's going to be as close as you two think. I think they're going to take care of business, win by a touchdown or more. So I think the whole Hard Knocks thing fucks teams up too, right?
Think so?
In Detroit, yeah, it seems to have over the last 5 years or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think the Lions look great. Everything you see, all the hype videos and all that stuff. I think this first game's not going to be great. They'll start to get better, though, and they will be better. But right now, Eagles take care of business. They're just better overall everywhere. It really seems like, and they take care of business there in Detroit. Next game up, we have the Colts at the Texans. Right now, the Colts are favored just by 7, which is a little surprise, but 45.5 over under.
Yeah, Colts win this game by double digits. This isn't even going to be close. Regardless, even though it's in Houston, doesn't matter. The Texans roster is just not good at all. So,
all right.
What was over under?
45.5.
I always love the over. We are going to go the under on this one. Colts still beat them, and I'm with you. 10-plus points, maybe even 2 touchdowns.
Could be like 21-7 or something,
Yeah.
right? Like, yeah. Yep.
I'm thinking actually if I had to throw a score out there, because you said 45 and a half, whatever. Actually, in my mind, I was thinking 30-14.
Oh, so by a hair, huh?
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Either way, Colts. We've got Colts winning that game. This one might be a little more interesting to talk about. Patriots, Dolphins. Right now, Dolphins 3.5-point favorites. It is in Miami, and a 46.5 over under.
Dolphins, but not by a wide margin, because it's gonna be weird that where we're like, oh, maybe Bill Belichick's on to something and all this shit it's gonna be something weird like that. I have no scientific proof of anything, nothing like that, but they still win this game. Traditionally, New England has not done well in Miami.
By the way, they went there Wednesday maybe.
Yeah,
to try to acclimate to the heat.
Okay.
So they've been there for a while. So I don't know if that makes a difference. But Rio, what you got, man?
I mean, Dolphins by double digits. I think there's so much stuff going on with the Patriots. You know, Bill Belichick, whatever. I think Dolphins are going to come out and show that they're trying to push for playoff spots. They got weapons. They have a stingy defense, and they're going to flash them, I think. So give me at least by 10.
Okay. I'm not quite that ballsy. This is the first game of the year. Patriots have the better coaching staff that we know of right now, especially with Bill back there. I'm going to take the Dolphins to win, but it might be by 3. It might be a close game. The Dolphins will end up a great team in the season, but I think it's going to take them a minute to gel and really be as good as they could be. Mm-hmm. Dolphins to win, though, but I can't quite say. I could see them winning by 14 or something, but I don't want to put that out there. But Dolphins to win. Next game, we've got Ravens-Jets, gentlemen. It is in New York, and Ravens by 6.5, 44 over and under.
Ravens all day.
Thank you.
And every part of this, it's not going to be close. This is, now that that's happened, one of two things are going to happen I can envision for Lamar Jackson, and I hope one doesn't happen. He's either going to tear the roof off this whole season to prove that he deserves what he believes he's worth, or he's going to get injured trying. And I don't want to see that, obviously.
Yeah.
But they're going to murder. They're healthy. We haven't seen a bunch of dudes dropping or anything before the season starts like last year. This is a different thing. Jets aren't quite there yet. This isn't where they're going to sneak one in.
Yeah, give me the Ravens to win this, but I think the Jets actually have a decent enough defense they can make this ugly to keep it close.
Hey, this is a revenge game, gentlemen.
I was wondering if you were
Joe
going to bring that
Flacco.
up. Yeah.
Joe Flacco, yep. But I think the Jets' defense is actually not bad.
No, they're not.
So I think they can keep this close enough. And the Ravens don't have, that flashy offense, and they're going to slow, they're going to run. So that's why I think it's going to be a close enough game, or just a close game that the Jets do lose.
Okay.
Ravens by 10. So I don't think over under 44.
Is that what it was? Over under 44?
Yeah, I'd probably take the under on that.
Yeah.
I'd probably take the under on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where was that at?
In New York.
In New York, okay.
All right. Next up, we've got Jaguars and Commanders in this fucking thrilling game.
Real quick, did you guys see that the Commanders, because it's at Washington?
Yeah.
You see that they sell the most expensive beer in the National Football League at their stadium.
I did see that.
What was that, $20? $20 for a bottle.
Yeah.
Right?
Something crazy, yeah.
It's $10 bucks. Is it $10 up at Minnesota?
Yeah, it was about $10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Minnesota had one of the lowest ones, I believe.
For the newer stadiums, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But we've got Commanders right now favored by 2.5, which is fucking kind of crazy to me. Over under 44. What do you guys got?
Over. And this one's kind of tough because I want to jump on my guy, Trevor, and ride that because I think they are going to be a hell of a lot better. I love their coach is vastly underrated. it's also a little bit of a weird revenge, too, if you think about it, because Carson Wentz and one Doug Peterson, they kind of fell apart together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I want to see Carson Wentz fall off the wagon quite yet mentally. So that's why it makes it a little tough. I am going to roll with Washington, and this could be the only time that I do for the rest of the season. I'm banking on defense. Trevor Lawrence, Carson Wentz will kind of be all right, I think. I'm not saying he'll tear the roof off, but he'll be all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of new pieces there for the Jaguars. Going to take a game or two for them to click together, and actually game time together. Give me Commanders to win this. That defense, even without old boy who's going to be a sideline for at least 4 games, I mean, that defense is still loaded with talent. Last year, we don't know what happened to him. Some injuries fell off, whatever. Going to be much better. I think they do win this game.
Yep. Clean sweep. Commanders win this game. It's going to be a close one. Jaguars have a couple games before they start rolling and to be a better team this year, because I do think they're going to be, but I'm with you on that, Commanders. And it is interesting. Carson Wentz is your guy. So if he does fall off this year, that's on you, bro. Just
No, I told you this is it though for him. This is it.
This is it.
This is
Like
all
this,
you
is,
get,
there-
bro.
this is quite literally last end of that like rope.
No doubt.
My brother, you don't deserve another chance after this. Get your shit straight in between your ears.
Get it straight, son. All right, next game up: Chiefs Cardinals at Arizona. Chiefs favored by 6.5. 53.5 over under. What do you got?
Under Cardinals.
Okay.
I understand it's Patty Mahomes. I get it. I think the defense is going to be a little bit better than what we thought. Like, I may be letting Eric White talk a little too much in my ear. I think they're getting a little underrated. I'm not saying they're anything like anyone else in the AFC West. The AFC West defense is better, but I think that DeAndre Hopkins not being out there is going to hurt a little bit. We've seen that last year, and Kyler was a little banged up, too, on top of that. You're missing your other weapon that is now a wide receiver 1 down in Jacksonville. I'm going to roll with Arizona.
Oh, you're rolling with Arizona.
Rolling with Arizona.
No, yeah, I'm going with the low score, though. That's
Okay.
I said the under.
Taking the under
I'm taking
and
the
taking
under.
the Cardinals
I'm
to
taking
win
the
this.
Cardinals.
I'm going to take the Chiefs, and I'm going to take the over on this. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Not much defense optional game. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to spread the ball around quite a bit. I think Cardinals are going to be playing catch-up and end up putting up points. But I think Kansas City does win and in a high-scoring game.
Do you think they cover that 6.5?
I don't know.
That's where I'm
I
at
can't-
too.
Yeah,
But you think they win?
I don't know.
Okay. Cool. I'm with you on that. I don't know if I see the Chiefs blowing them out, but I do think they win. I think Patty Mahomes is going to come out and try to prove something in this game with all the weapons and everything he's been saying. Chiefs do win. I don't know if I'm going to say they cover or not, but they do win. The Cardinals, their defense isn't good, and they've got some pieces missing on offense. So I'm going to roll there.
I think their defense is better than the Bears, and you guys just said the Bears were good.
It was the Cardinals?
Yeah.
I don't think their defense is better than the
I
Bears.
don't think so.
I think so, too. Bring theirs up. They have way better players. Their safety,
J.J.
their
Watt,
corners.
I don't think he's going to play, right?
I think he's out.
I doubt he's playing.
Yeah.
Because that was late in the season, right, when he got injured.
So, Heavy and Collins, Isaiah Simmons, Marcus Golden, Buda Baker. There's nobody really that on that secondary is so bad besides Buda.
Buda and then Simmons is your cash. He plays between safety and linebacker. Hybrid, I
Okay.
should say.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to call all that, but
So they're similar with
Marcus
talent,
Golden,
though.
yeah.
Yeah.
They got that.
It's about the same as what you just said.
Right.
And they're at home. So are the Bears. But I still believe in Arizona's a little more than the Bears. I
If
think the
J.J.
Bears have
Watt's
sold
healthy,
others.
J.J. Watt's healthy, he's probably
Yeah.
better than Robert Quinn. So yeah, they're probably a little touch better.
Yeah.
I did forget that Chandler Jones left, though, when I said that.
That's all right. Hey,
Which we'll get to my make sense, which is a professional one. When we
what
get
was
to that.
didn't he have that one game, 5 sacks, and then he basically didn't do shit last year after that? What did he end up with, 9 sacks on the season or something? It wasn't great.
Chandler? When he had the 5 sacks to start the
Tennessee,
4 or something
I think.
like that?
Yeah, when he had the 5 sacks, and then he didn't.
I think it ended up with
Yeah, I don't even know if it was
double.
10. Yeah. But anyway, all right, we'll keep rolling. We've got 4 games left here. Raiders, Chargers at the Chargers. Chargers.
This could be game of the week.
It definitely could be. Chargers favored by 3.5. Over under 52, gentlemen.
Give me Chargers in a high-scoring game, man. This one's tough for me. I think the Raiders are going to be, much improved. Can't ignore Josh McDaniels and his offensive stuff coming on. I think it's going to take a little bit to gel, though. Devontae Adams, I mean, I know they're college teammates, but still coming in and trying to fit him in with the weapons you're already clicking with. I think it's just going to take a game or two to kind of get everything in sync, especially the new coach and the new playbook and stuff like that. I think the Chargers do win this one. Raiders put up points. I'm going to take the over on that 52. I think it's going to be a really high-scoring game of the week.
Yeah. Jimmer?
I was going to say under. I'm with you, actually. You sold me on it. I'm going to take the over also with you. This one's difficult because it's game of the week. We're calling that right now because God damn. This one's tough. I'm going to roll with the Chargers on this one because of the continuity. And the defense, definitely on paper, is better than the Raiders. Even though I do like the Raiders' defense, I told you I believe that they have gotten stronger than what they were last year because they put up a fight last year.
Yeah,
I think they've gotten stronger, but they're just not quite there yet. And it won't take long for the Raiders to click. This first one, yeah. Even with the Raiders having more fans in the Chargers Stadium.
Yeah.
100%. Chargers are going to win this. They're going to win by double digits. Top to bottom, if it wasn't for the Bills, they're probably the best team in the league. It's probably them and the Bills. I think they're all the pieces have already been there. They've played together. There's not going to be this, we need to warm up and figure things out. I think they just saw what the Bills did, and they're hearing everybody saying the Bills are the favorites to go to the Super Bowl. So they're going to be wanting to prove something here. The Raiders, they're going to have a great passing game. I still worry about that rushing game, though. I don't know who they're really going to go to because Josh Jacobs hasn't really done much over the last couple of years. Chargers they're gonna beat them by 10 plus.
I say I'm a little curious about their offensive line. I think we talked about that before. The Raiders' offensive line. I'm not as concerned with the running backs like you are, but I'm concerned with the offensive line and what you do because they've traded away or let so many offensive linemen go, right?
Yep.
Definitely a concern. That's why Josh Jacobs was also on my do not draft list.
Yep.
Yeah. Next up, Giants at Titans. We've got, looks like, Titans favored by 5.5. Over under 44, gentlemen.
You said the Titans are favored?
Yeah, it's in Nashville.
And they're playing the Giants, Jimmer. I don't know if you realized I said that, but yeah.
Yeah, give me the Titans in an ugly
One of
game.
9 wins right here, baby.
9.
Give me the Titans in a very ugly, low-scoring game.
So let me try to remind myself real quick about the Giants' defense. If I remember right, they don't look bad, right?
Right. Yeah. Even last year, they weren't bad. Yeah.
So everyone's healthy for the first time on offense for the most part. This one is the Giants. Defense is better. I wish they had Kayvon Thibodeau. I'd like to see him bust out in this one. But the rest of their defensive lineup is not bad.
Yeah.
Honestly. So I feel actually pretty comfortable with that. Everyone's healthy. Daniel Jones showed me a little bit of something last year by also not being on the field. Because how bad.
Not playing?
Well, I mean, like when everyone else was out and the little bit of spark that they did have, and then he went out, and then that team like completely fell apart. Like that, whatever was there was definitely gone when he was out there running. I take the Giants in a upset because the Titans, I think, are about to go through a weird transition. No receivers. Derrick Henry coming off of an injury. Didn't look right in that playoff game, right? So, and I'm not trying to disrespect King Henry either. You know that. But I think Ryan Tannehill shows those colors. I mean, let's not forget that he also got offended about trying to show a rookie some of the ropes, right? Not my job.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's going to be looking over his shoulder all season long.
Yeah, all right. That's enough of that. The Giants are not going to win this game. The Titans are going to roll, and it's going to be because of King Henry. Imagine playing the first NFL game of this season, and you have to go against that man. Okay? You've had no contact like what he's about to bring to you. Okay? He's going to destroy them. But more importantly, the Giants, they've got a good coach, but they're going through a transition of their own. They've got a lot of talent, way more, I think, than Tennessee, to be honest with you. But they're going to go through some growing pains and figuring things out. This is going to be one of those games. Titans win. I don't know if they cover that 5.5, but they're going to end up winning this game for
as
sure.
As big as King Henry is, still half the size of the thighs of Saquon Barkley, who is healthy, behind a better offensive line than what he's had too.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about this. I'm like whiskey wager-ish.
Oh,
because you guys are getting like a little swaggy over here. Like I'm about to roll. I'm about to say my Giants. I don't even want to say that gay ass shit.
Are you?
Yeah, let's do this.
So, all right, whiskey wager.
Let's do this.
Giants Titans too.
Yeah, mix it.
I ain't taking that. I was just saying.
Oh, you're not
You're
taking
the one
it?
talking all the trash.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. And then
he's talking Giants nonsense again, Rio. Let's get real here.
I'll get straight after one game. I'm not going to drag it on all season.
I say it's going to be an ugly game. I just.
I'll take
it. You want to also duel on a butt chug?
A butt chug? No, we're not doing a butt chug. No. There's nobody in this garage that I'm trying to butt chug. Just for the record.
James says the Giants will win by 25 at least.
Not what I said.
25 plus.
They're winning this game.
All right.
All right.
Boom. We've got another one in the books. That's 3 tonight, gentlemen.
Yeah.
We're fucking about
football,
to get hammered
baby.
this week.
Football does
Let's
that
go.
to you, right?
Let's go.
Start swagging a little bit. All right.
All right, next up, Bucks, Cowboys in Dallas. Bucks are favored by 2.5. This might get interesting, too. What do you guys got?
I'll go first. I'm going to take the under on that 50.5. And the Buccaneers to win.
This piece of shit. You're just saying that because you.
No,
I
think Cowboys.
He does
miss
reverse. I told you.
Yep.
The Cowboys. I just lost too many offensive pieces. I think question marks on the O-line. The Buccaneers have a good defensive line. Question marks for the Buccaneers as well. Chris Godwin's not going to play. Mike Evans kind of out there by himself. It's not the same offensive. Yeah. So, the offensive line is all messed up. Tom Brady's had distractions. But it's Tom Brady. I think he can do enough just to win, but in a lower scoring game in that 50.5.
Dallas wins this game. I do take the under in this. I think this would be the only shot Tampa Bay does have in this is their defense. I think something just doesn't feel right in Tampa. Mm-hmm. I think the offensive line is you've beat on that. I've beat on that. That's fine. Tom Brady doesn't miss practices. He doesn't miss camps. And that is happening. This dude was retired, ready to rock. Something doesn't quite feel right. They're not healthy fully at receiver either. Their best shot is the defense to try to keep them in because of the weapons. But I think your guys' defense is going to be flying all over the field. So I think I'm going to take the upset at home. And Dak is going to have an okay game.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah. You said
upset.
Bucks,
yeah,
right?
Bucks are favorite. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. But that's, and I think it'll be a close game. Mm-hmm. I will say that. That's the only part that scares me. If the Dallas loses, it'll be because of Mike McCarthy and not seeing the clock.
Yeah,
right?
the clock missing out.
Yep.
We're on the same page there. Dallas wins, close game, might be like a field goal or something. They looking for revenge because last year what happened? They could have ended up beating the Bucks. They didn't. But also there's just so many issues in Tampa. I don't even want to put my finger on one thing, but that line is god awful. Mm. Tom does not seem like he's in it.
Yeah,
naturally
just isn't quite right.
And you got to remember, I know there was injuries, but the Bucks defense was not good last year either. So talking about different holes in Dallas's defense, the Bucks have a lot of holes too. So with the lack of talent that you talk about, you still got Zeke, you still got the running backs, you got a couple good receivers. I think they're going to be able to do enough to win the game, but I'll take the under as well.
I don't know about a couple good receivers, but
who's your second right now?
Oh, well, okay. So a couple good receiving options. We'll say that. I'm thinking
Dalton
your tight end.
Dalton.
Yeah, with Schultz and
then
and
CD.
CD. Yeah.
Who's your other receiver though? Cedric Wilson isn't there, right?
No, Cedric Wilson's not there, so they're going to roll out the rookie Tolbert, Noah Brown, and either that Simeon Fecco from Stanford.
Yeah, no,
Guy,
it-
so.
That Tolbert,
When I said receivers, I'm
that
thinking
Tolbert
receiving
isn't
options, but
bad though.
No,
So
he's been playing really bad.
has he?
Yes.
Okay,
He's had like 9 drops in the preseason.
he'll get it. He'll get it. Maybe.
Hope
hey,
so.
Not bad.
Hey,
Devontae Turpin, baby.
maybe
Devontae
them
Turpin.
stripes.
Bring him up. Let's go.
Which one?
Is he just
hold on. Which
special
one?
teams right
Which
now?
one am I thinking about? Turpin. That's who I'm talking about. then. Is that
Turpin's a kick return specialist.
where's he from?
The whatever.
USFL, right?
USFL?
TCO,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
USFL.
Yeah, that's the one I meant. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bring him up. Let him do some Cordero Patterson type shit. Like, let's go.
Yeah, baby.
Let's go. All right, gentlemen. Last game, Monday Night Football. We've got Broncos. This is a true revenge game here at Seahawks. Right now, Broncos favored by 6.5. Over under just 44.
The only conversation on this one had better be by how much.
Yeah.
And this is the blowout of the week.
Blowout of the week. My fantasy team's gonna be looking really good after Russell
Yeah.
throws for
I-
like 7 touchdowns.
Yeah,
this game.
I'm actually thankful that I don't face you in this one.
It's gonna be a good week for
in the
Russell.
first one. Yeah. This is by. I'm gonna swing nuts out there and say at 20 points. You read that 20.5 in the college football game.
Yep.
I'm reading 20 right here.
Yep.
The defense is not there. We don't even have to
Defense
break
is
this down.
bad.
Defense is not good. It's Geno Smith throwing the rock.
Yep.
The offensive line is just at best, average.
Against a good Denver defense.
Yeah.
I'm same thing. I'm with you 20 plus.
If you go something silly right here, like drop the Lions thing, like what he did.
The 12th man is going to help us. Yeah, I don't think so.
No, I thought about saying, oh, I'm higher on Seattle than you are. I'm not. But I do think this game's going to be closer than what you're saying. It's not going to be 20 points. I think Denver, if they're lucky, they're able to get away with a 10-point victory. I think this is going to be a lot closer than you think. I think Seattle's going to be more prepared and just going into that environment, playing up in Seattle too. And you got to remember too, in Denver, I know Russ is a great quarterback. I'm still not sold on Hall of Fame necessarily, but I think there's a lot of adjustments to happen. New coach, new quarterback to the entire system. What are you going to do with your running backs? The defense is good. That should all be fine, right? Mm-hmm. It's game one. They're going to figure things out, and I think Seattle's going to have some things for them. It's going to be closer than you think.
I'm banking.
But Denver wins.
I'm
Yes.
banking more on the defense completely shutting Seattle out.
Yeah.
As in, Denver doesn't have to do much, even in this transition period. What I mean is they could score 24 points and they only give up a field goal.
I was gonna say
That's what
that-
I'm not even
yeah.
saying like
That defense could hold
35
them
or
under.
anything.
Definitely hold them under 7 for sure.
yeah.
You could.
Could see it, and then even with a weird little transition, get used to each other. At the end of the day, Russell Wilson is going to want to shred these guys. So even if he has to run for 100 yards, that's what I'm
sometimes these games seem too easy to say.
I know.
And
I
that's
know
what
where
this
I
one
know
feels
where your
like to me.
I know where your comfortability is with
Yeah.
saying that. Yeah, I got you.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's what we got, man. What's the story of the night tonight, Jim? It makes sense if you don't think about it.
Bank on all those. Just pick a guy on this one.
Make some money. Hey, most of those you can
You can make some
you can
money
do a
off. I'm
parlay
telling
off
you.
of some of those.
Some stone cold locks.
Yeah.
Telling you, we feel confident. And it's week 1, so we haven't seen.
We haven't seen
we feel
shit
real
yet.
confident.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go with the professional one, right? So if you do a job for millions upon millions of dollars, you got a raise a couple years ago to make millions upon millions of dollars. And in fact, the company you work for started letting go of everybody else.
We're at an hour and a half.
No. I didn't know if you had them.
We're running long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you've basically let everybody go, basically everybody go in your company. Do you think you should at least bare minimum know exactly what you're talking about all the damn time? Because that is your job.
Yeah.
Let me give it to you then, and that'd be 1. Stephen A. Smith. Don't know if you guys saw this.
Call out right here.
This
Tag him.
man goes in, he's talking football, right? and he's like, he's breaking down the Eagles. He starts talking. He's like, Jalen Reagor has a chip on his shoulder, and he has a reason to break out this year. What's wrong with that statement?
Huh. Well, I feel like Jalen Reagor is not in Philadelphia anymore.
Whatever do you mean, Danny? Where would he be then?
Yeah, so I'm pretty confident he's in Minnesota.
Weird.
Shut the fuck up.
Hold on. Oh, it gets even better. Hold on. The one thing Philadelphia needs something to work on this year, they're the favorite to run away with this, but if there's one thing they need to work on, would be they're lacking in safety.
What the hell? They just traded the Saints for a stud safety.
Shut the fuck up.
Being dead fucking
Now,
serious.
I do agree with Jalen Reagor. I think him going to Minnesota is an awesome thing. I think he could potentially be what you say KJ Osborne could be. I think he in that offense with Stefanski, I think he could be that.
But you do realize he was saying that.
I guess,
okay.
thought thinking he was on the Eagles.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But I'm just saying I do agree with that statement.
We're all.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I haven't looked into his way into his personal life. I don't know if he is a dad. We are all multiple children, dad, young children that have stuff going on. We have a full-time job that is not sports related. Wish it was. We all know this, and we do this for fun with the hope that it become wickedly rich at some point. But I promise you we knew this, and if it did, I guarantee we wouldn't fucking miss like that.
Yeah.
Literally, people lost their jobs at ESPN because of his contract. They'll never say that, but after they paid him, remember they started cutting everybody.
Yeah.
Anybody NHL, down to only one person, anybody with tenure that had been there for a while, they all got let go. And you can't get something as simple as that down. That literally just happened. These moves literally just happened not that long ago. It isn't like you can forget about it because it was months and months ago.
Right.
They literally just happened. Makes sense if you don't think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely does. He's garbage.
Yep. Hire us instead, ESPN.
Yeah, abso-fucking-lutely.
That's right. Hit us up.
Like half
Get
the
shit
money.
right. Yeah, half the money, and we'll split it amongst the three of us.
Yeah.
That's right. We'll be fine.
But yeah.
But yeah, that's what I got, gentlemen.
What are your words of wisdom on that?
You can go couple different routes, but I'm gonna go with if you're gonna do something, and it's supposed to be, and you have a passion for it, it's your job, and you got paid ridiculous amount of money to do that job. Know your shit. Study.
Yeah.
Know your shit. So, suppose everyone keeps saying he studies so much, he's very knowledgeable, blah, blah, blah. Anyone that goes on there like a special guest, I'm like, they're blowing him so they can get back on again. Because if you don't know something as simple as that, the moves that just happened, study. Words of wisdom.
Yeah, I think that's the difference between him and like Skip Bayless. I feel like Skip does.
Yes.
I feel like his ass is up at like 2 a.m. studying.
Because he's looking for anything to try to like go with his ridiculous statements that he's saying, right?
Yep.
He'll try to come up with this thing that will prove it, right?
Yep.
At least I have more respect for him than I do Stephen A, for sure.
100%.
I have more respect for Shannon Sharp than I do for him, probably.
Big time.
Seriously.
Yep.
So that's what I got, gentlemen.
Man, yeah, good story. Hey, we're looking forward to a full weekend of football, all right?
Yep.
And hopefully you guys win some money off of what we just told you about, who's going to win over the weekend, college football and the NFL. But for those of you beautiful people that happen to find us out there on the interwebs somewhere, be sure to like, subscribe, share, give us a rating, the whole thing. It really helps kind of expand the presence. And, God, the podcast is available where, Jimmer?
Anywhere and everywhere you can find podcasts, my man. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart Radio, Amazon Music, YouTube.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. And as you know, we love to tell a good story. So if you have something good you want us to share, we can even leave names out. Go ahead and slide on in.
Yep, slide into our DMs. We'll get that story out to everyone that wants to hear it. Of course, we're still doing our Fitbod thing, so if you are looking for a workout app, download Fitbod, use our code 3GIG for 25% off.
25% off. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This is 3 Gig Sports.
We out.